focus of Wequal is to identify and recognise women one level below the executive committee across the world. I saw that there was 4,875 women who currently report into the executive committees across the whole of the FTSE 350. The executive committees need 33% representation, then surely they're going to come from this layer.
I met Katie through the Financial Times. There was no point where she didn't have energy. She just was able to deliver despite the challenges. And so I found her really compelling. And then we found there's a real mutuality there. We had a real passion for helping organizations be their very best. She did it her way, and I do it mine.
There are lots of awards out there for recognizing people who are excelling in all sorts of areas. The Wequal Awards are all about actually wanting to make a difference for women in the workplace and changing the statistics about the number of female CEOs there are in the world. And that's why I think it's different to many of the other awards that are out there.
What I'm excited by is, on the one hand, the opportunities for the businesses, because they're going to get better talent. And I'm also really excited for a lot of the women, I think, who might have thought, well, I can only get to this level, and actually the sky is the limit for them. There's no reason they can't go further.
I see how few women are running FTSE companies here in the UK. I get disappointed that there aren't more female leaders.
It is tougher being a senior female in an organisation than it is a male. It's just a fact of life. I think we're seeing an acceleration, but probably not still quite fast enough, where if you haven't grown the population of potential successors, you won't see the dial move fast enough.
I wanted the questions to be research-based, so that when they are marked, their name is removed and so is their company. And to have this blind process was just so valuable.
The blind process is important simply because we know that people have bias. The criteria here are blind. They aren't gendered. They allow people to express who they are, and they could write honestly and authentically about their experience as leaders.
I wanted them to meet some fantastic business leaders to do the final judging stage. A half-an-hour conversation where the judges could go with their gut instinct.
So what it allows is a kind of credibility that what we've done here is not a beauty contest. It's saying here's a great leader who is possibly, and from what we've seen, very likely, has been or will be in the future overlooked.
My role and the role of Wequal is to highlight those women who are capable of going to the next stage.
We already know from the process that we've been through that there are judges in this field, really eminent people who've looked at some of these candidates and said, I would be willing to call their CEO right now to tell her she should be in the C-suite. That tells us that Katie is onto something.
I think the Wequal Awards are really a vital step forward because they start embedding further into the organisation the need to celebrate female colleagues' success. So as opposed to the odd CEO of the year, which is great, actually this is talking about the heartland of the business changing and becoming more diverse.
There's a bigger picture here about equality, which is one of the reasons why I called it Wequal. We are equal. Wequal can grow hopefully beyond women and to a more diverse audience.
I really applaud Katie for what she's done, her ambition around this, her idea, how quickly she's put them together. And I think it's going to go on and do amazing things for women.
Year one is London, and then year two next year in 2020 we're going to New York. Nominations open in January. That will be for the companies who are listed in the S&P 500 index. And then we'll do London again in 2020, and in the third year we'll be taking it to Singapore. I'm a woman on a mission.